Hello everybody and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. My name is Mark and we have just finished watching Fiji versus Georgia, match 29 of this Rugby World Cup 2023. And the title of the video, as it suggests, Fiji were almost upset by a very resilient and a very brave Georgia. So let's run through the match. Of course, that's what we're going to be doing, but let's just sum it up very quickly. Georgia forced every error possible out of Fiji. Fiji were nowhere for a lot of that match. Really struggled to get into the game. The Georgian defense holding the back. They couldn't get through it often. And just to really top it all off, Georgia right at the end there almost scored a breakaway try after getting a penalty very quickly over through the posts. It then went to full time, but of course Fiji had to keep it in play. And Georgia ran it from within their 22 and almost scored literally a foot race to a grubber kick into the try line on Fiji's side. It could have ended in a Georgia win, but just went out. It was kicked out by Fiji right at the end there, and as a result, Fiji won the game 17 points to Georgia's 12. Georgia won the first half 9 points to 0 though. That just tells you how Fiji were nowhere in that first half. So let's just run through some of the stuff. We started off very, very positively for Georgia. Almost all the territory in that first half was played in Fiji's half. It was very, very interesting to watch. Matkava played exceptionally well. He got a penalty in the 5th minute of the game, and then later on in the half, of course, causing lots of issues in Fiji's half and spilling it lots of times and getting a few penalties on the 10-meter line inside Fiji's half. And otherwise, we saw Niniashvili, that of course the winger who was fullback last week, kicked on the 19th minute, a big kick, about a 55-meter kick, and then on the 31st minute, about a 48-meter kick as well. Kicked it straight through the middle for Georgia to put them 9 points into the lead. Fiji could not respond. They tried desperately to get over the line, but they could not. Every single time they were so close, Georgia did ever so well to defend against them and to stop them. But again, Fiji's mistakes were next level, but forced by Georgia's defense, which was really quite impressive. But nonetheless, we then, of course, moved into the second half, which did not start so well for Georgia. Although, having said that, of course, Fiji pretty much also started with errors, and Radradra got a yellow card for a deliberate knockdown, preventing Georgia from running through in behind. And as a result, they then played 10 minutes without 15 men, of course, only with 14 men. But that didn't seem to mean too much. So I say Georgia have stuffed up a little bit, because we then saw Fiji score the first try of the game, which was scored by Naya Kalavu, of course, the captain. In the 51st minute, he dotted it down in the corner very, very well after a long build-up by Fiji to get over the line, eventually breaking through the line and doing so. And then his players came back on. They then scored a penalty in the 65th minute. The substitute Lamani came on, scored that penalty. They did miss a kick before that, but he got the 2 conversions for both tries, because, of course, they then scored again in the 68th minute. A brilliant little piece of play by Botia, who got his hands free and found Habossi, who went over pretty much under the posts, which put Fiji onto 17 points, and that pretty much ended the game. Georgia then, of course, right near the end, there was another yellow card, which I think has been confirmed now, a red card to Tuisova in the 80th minute. So that's going to be a very interesting talking point going forward for the rest of the Rugby World Cup. Tuisova's got a red card, and yet another red card in this World Cup. Well, I think it's been upgraded to a red card anyway. And so then Georgia got a penalty from that. Matkava kicked it straight through the middle in the 80th minute to put Georgia onto 12. And then Fiji had to restart right in the 80th minute, of course. And Georgia ran it all the way through. It was fantastic running by the substitutes, who really motored their way forward for Georgia and almost won the game from the clutches of defeat. So very, very interesting end to the game. They grabbed it forward, foot race, but Georgia just missed out in the foot race. Fiji deliberately kicked it out, and as a result, that ended the game. And that means that Fiji now move on to 10 points in the table. They only need 1 point from their remaining game to ensure that they go through to the quarterfinals in the Rugby World Cup. Georgia, meanwhile, move up onto 3 points with that losing bonus point. Means they're 1 point ahead of Portugal. But given the fact that Georgia did so well against Fiji, Portugal might well have their tails up and hope that they can do something against Fiji as well. Because, of course, Georgia and Portugal played to a draw. And could Portugal surprise Fiji? And if they somehow beat Fiji with Fiji not getting a losing bonus point or a bonus point of any sort, and Australia win with a bonus point the next game, Australia will actually go through. So Fiji really were scared there. They needed to try and get that bonus point today to confirm they're going through to the quarters, but they did not get it, which means it's still not confirmed. So they have to go and get a point at least against Portugal next week. But nonetheless, guys, thank you so much for watching Forever Rugby here on Forever Sports. My name's been Mark. Be sure to go and check out our sponsors, as you can see on the sides here, BOYLESPORTS and BITDEFENDER. And yeah, go and check that out. And I'm sure you guys are going to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And I'll join you for some more live streams and some more reviews as well. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a great one. Cheerio.